It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to another episode of rAVe TV. As you can see, I am very lucky this week to be joined by my co-host, Emily Dean. Hi, Emily. How are you?
I'm well, Steph. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you so much for joining at the last minute. Are we allowed to say where Gary is?
He'll probably post about it. So yeah.
That's true. So Gary texted me yesterday and he was like, hello. If the Dodgers lose tonight, I will be flying to New York for the World Series to see the Yankees. So that's what he did this morning. He texted me at like 7 a.m. was like, hello, I'm flying to New York City to see the Yankees. I can't laugh too much because that bronchitis will make me cough. But yeah, so he is doing that. And so Emily is here joining me because I absolutely cannot stand to do these by myself. So
I'm here for support, Steph.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So first of all, like the biggest news from the past week that I think is really important, everyone's been talking about, is the fact that Acuity bought QSC and QSS for a little over $1.2 billion. That happened last week. I think it broke on Thursday.
Yeah.
And we talked about it during Pro AV day of launch week, but if you missed that, then we'll cover it a little bit today too, because this is really big news to have a brand like Acuity acquire QSC. I think that a lot of people in our industry, especially a lot of people during Pro AV day, I was peeping at what they were saying in the networking chat. Is they're like, what does this mean for the brand? Does this mean that they're going to continue both QSC and the QSS line? Is someone else going to pick up the QSS line? I don't know any of this. I don't know the answers, but we do have a short video that is from the both QSC and Acuity teams, and we'll play that for you real quick, just a clip of it.
Today, we welcome QSC to Acuity. Our acquisition of QSC expands our Intelligent Spaces group and executes on our vision of making spaces smarter, safer, and greener with disruptive technologies that leverage data interoperability. With me today are Joe Pham, Chairman and CEO of QSC, Peter Hahn, our President of Intelligent Spaces, and Karen Holcomb, our Chief Financial Officer. We believe that the data generated in a build space, from managing a build space, from what happens in a build space, and from who is in a build space, can come together in new and unique ways to make meaningful differences for the occupants. QSC's technology solution is the QSS platform, which is a fantastic addition to Spaces as we pursue the vision, because it expands our addressable market into audio, video, and control. QSS is disruptive technology in a strategically adjacent industry that will enable us to drive end-user satisfaction through data interoperability between managing a built space and what happens in a built space. And the company has an attractive financial profile that will be accretive to our 2025 full-year adjusted diluted earnings per share. I'm excited that Joe Pham, Chairman and CEO of QSC, can join us here today. Joe?
Neil, it's really great to be here. Thanks so much. We are really excited to be joining a company that not only aligns with our long-term mission, but also one that so closely shares our core values. So let me tell you a little bit about QSC. We began in the professional audio industry, but we've always evolved as a company and have since transformed ourselves into a disruptor in the cloud-managed audio, video, and controls space. Our platform and intelligent automation have redefined what is possible in collaboration, commercial AV, and entertainment. We seamlessly bridge remote and in-person participation, and we deliver dynamic and engaging experiences that captivate and inspire. And so to our valued customers and partners, we will continue to lead our business with the same commitment to excellence. Our name, our brands, and our locations will remain unchanged. And Neil, we share Acuity's vision of harnessing data to transform spaces, and we're really excited to work with you and the rest of the team to bring that vision to life.
Thanks, Joe. QSC is a dynamic leader that uses data to drive end user experiences. It has been that focus on data that led to our teams finding each other. Peter, can you talk a little bit?
Yeah, so I don't really know how I feel about this news yet. Emily, do you have thoughts?
We'll see how it plays out. I mean, there's historically when companies are acquired by a larger entity, sometimes that's good for the company and the industry. Sometimes other people may see it as different, that we're kind of losing the inspiration that started the company and the innovation behind the products. They may be slowed depending on management and kind of what they see. It's also challenging when someone comes in and acquires such a big company like that, and they don't particularly know the industry. Yeah. I'm not saying that that's the case here, but we'll just see exactly how it goes. I'm interested to learn more. I like the fact that that video included representatives from both sides. So I thought that was a good move on their part. And I mean, I've been looking on LinkedIn over the past week, and I've seen differing opinions on this acquisition. Some are really excited, and some have some caution, is what I should say. So I'm interested to see what happens.
Me too. I have been doing the same thing, but I've actually been deep in commercial AV Reddit.
Okay.
Seeing what they're saying. They're snarkier on there. They're kind of mean on there, but like it was the same thing. Like some people are really hopeful, and some people are like trying to compare it to other acquisitions in our industry that have happened before. But I don't really know if like you can compare this to that. So
yeah, I mean, it's there. You can't really compare it. I mean, the only thing you can say is a larger entity purchased a large brand in our industry, but there's totally different leadership. You have no idea what other leadership is thinking and what direction they want to go in. But I think that they're being as transparent as they can under the circumstances, and I'm sure that everyone appreciates that.
Right. Well, Gary has been in this industry a long time, and so I was really interested to hear his thoughts about this. So he actually recorded a video, just kind of a little bit about his thoughts, since he couldn't be on the show today, and he wanted us to be able to play that. So we're going to roll that now.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and thanks, Steph. I'm sorry that I'm not there with you this morning, but this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'm actually heading to New York City this morning to watch the World Series game tonight between the Dodgers and the Yankees, Game 5 of the World Series, with my daughter, who lives in New York City. Again, this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I grew up a Dodgers fan. My parents were divorced. My mother lived in California. My father was in North Carolina. I mostly stayed in North Carolina, but in the summers I'd go to visit my mother, and we would go to the Dodgers games all the time. So I grew up a Dodgers fan, and Dodgers Yankees, they are the two, they are the iconic brands of the professional baseball history, and I couldn't turn this down, but I still wanted to come to you and talk to you about the acquisition of QSC by Acuity Brands. They're going to be part of their Intelligent Spaces group, and basically for me this is interesting, and I think it validates the direction I think the industry's been going and what I've been telling you, which is towards software. QSC is a software-based platform. Acuity not only provides building services, but a tremendous amount of software to run the buildings. And in the Intelligent Spaces division, they are the ones that are running everything from security to the management of the building themselves. It's a big acquisition, and also it kind of gives us a glimpse of the industry itself. I think a lot of people were surprised at how big QSC was. I don't think they expected them to have sales over 500 million, and that was divulged in the financial statement where they purchased the brand for 1.2 billion approximately. They had to talk about, they actually gave the numbers of how big QSC was. Now, part of that is audio, part of that is the speakers and the traditional audio stuff, but the largest portion of it is obviously the QSC, the QSS brand and the QSS product line and the stuff that most integrators have been using for many, many years. But this kind of puts a rubber stamp on the future of the industry as moving more towards software and certainly the cloud. Acuity has their own cloud-based management system to run their buildings, but this definitely also validates where I think the industry is going with regard to management of systems over the cloud. So I think this is interesting. I'm gonna eventually we'll have a chance to talk to Joe Pham. We'll also talk to the team over at Acuity, but there's still some, they're still working things out. Acuity's a publicly traded company, so their details online are available to anyone, and of course they have to be really careful what they say in this period, because you have the time between the announcement of the acquisition, the actual acquisition itself, and due diligence. But it kind of puts our industry on the map a bit. I suspect there'll be other acquisitions like this from Acuity's competitors and maybe Acuity themselves, but hey, more to come. Obviously, more to talk about. I'm very excited about the game tonight. I know a lot of you are going to be disappointed that I'm not a Yankees fan, but hey, it's life. And I'm going to be pulling for the Dodgers, and I'm hopefully going to see the championship tonight. No offense to my friends and brethren in the industry who are big Yankees fans. There's a big portion of the industry probably that are Yankees fans, but go Dodgers.
All right. Big thanks to Gary for doing that, even though he was literally in the airport. But moving on, so we did want to give a message from our sponsor and partner who's been with us from the beginning, Lgrand AV. They have an upcoming Luxel webinar. It's going to be November 6th. It's on mastering Wi-Fi site surveys and doing it right the first time. This is with Josh Thurman. You can register today. Just scan that QR code that pops up to my bottom left. All you have to do is scan that, and it has a bunch of links, and you just pick the one for joining Lgrand for their webinar, and we hope you will join them. So let's talk about some of the other news that's come out the past week. We've got some product news, we've got some industry news, but did want to talk about a couple of updates. So Cisco basically very recently had WebEx 1, which is its big conference. There's the WebEx 1, there's Microsoft Ignite, there's Zoomtopia. So WebEx 1, they announced some updates, and a few of them are really interesting. They unveiled some new AI-based solutions for unified communications at WebEx 1, including Cisco Spatial Meetings. It's Ceiling Microphone Pro, which is also a new AI assistant for WebEx capabilities. So very interesting. Cisco Spatial Meetings is basically like its thing to turn any space equipped with a Cisco Roombar Pro into an immersive studio and deliver spatial video to WebEx for Apple Vision Pro VR headsets, which I thought was really, really interesting.
That is interesting. I'm curious as to how the adoption that's going to take, because I read somewhere that Apple may be slowing down the production of their Vision Pro, or shifting, which this would make sense, shifting to a more affordable option. So I'm interested. It's actually kind of interesting to see that Cisco invested the time and research into creating a solution for the Vision Pro. So maybe they know something closer that Apple is going to come out with a more affordable option.
Perhaps. I don't know. I think I'm just a curmudgeon. I just don't see VR headsets ever really taking off. I don't see it. I don't see a future where people want to wear something on their face for that long.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it may be our demographic or whatnot, but yeah, I don't totally see it either. I see maybe some people picking it up, but I'd like to experience it.
Me too.
That solution.
I think that I just don't like the feeling of something heavy right here.
Really heavy.
And it gives you a headache after a while.
Yeah.
So why would I want to join a meeting like that when I could have the option to not?
I don't know. Again, maybe they're coming out with a lighter version that doesn't have as many features and is a little bit more affordable and at a more affordable price point. But yeah, it's interesting, like I said, that Cisco has invested that time and research into developing a solution like that.
Yeah, it's something to keep an eye on for sure.
Yeah, and if you go to the our website and look at the story that we posted, we did embed a video from WebEx saying that this is WebEx for Apple Vision Pro, and gives you a look at that.
Yep. Another piece of news, Crestron added USB-C connectivity into the DVX AV over IP platform with its DM-NVX384. So this is a new encoder and decoder. So I think that allowing for USB-C connectivity is actually very good on them. I think that that is kind of where the industry is headed, if it's not there already. I mean, I don't know. In terms of unified communications, like I think that that is kind of becoming the standard, is like connectivity over USB-C.
Yeah, definitely. And then also Crestron has added support for 21:9 displays. So just kind of, again, validating that display resolution and display size is needed in our spaces for mainly for Microsoft Front Row.
Yeah. Has Zoom come out with like a counterpart to that yet?
Not that I know of.
Yeah. I was so certain that they were going to announce that at Zoomtopia, and they didn't. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So Jabra Study came out last week that is kind of, I really like that Jabra both has great products and spends a lot of time and invests a lot into the studies on how people work as well. So this is another one that was like, it's called Great Expectations, I think is how you say Expectations. I don't know how to say that. Work in the age of AI, which it reveals that while many business decision makers express high level of trust in AI, very few office workers are actually using it in their daily routines, just due to the variety of like perceived challenges. I think this is kind of signaling that while people recognize AI and like what it could be, people are having a hard time being like, how do I fold this in to my daily tasks and use this at work?
Yeah, and I wonder if it's more of a ethical concern for some people.
Yeah.
Because I actually am connected with one of the professors from UNC that really kind of teaches and pushes forward AI. And he said one of his students have asked, like, how do we use AI in this assignment? And then he went through the process of saying, well, you can use it for inspiration and for some help. But he specifically teaches a coding class. And he said, but note, I know what the finished code is and I know what your skill level is. So it could be something like that. And then also, I know that there's some universities who are positioning their curriculum around AI specifically, and they're teaching students how to use AI to do not to do all of their work, but to be integrated into all of their work and all of their activities. So I think that the individuals in today's workforce who may not be as familiar with AI, potentially that is something that they're concerned about, or just some mistrust or weariness of AI. Because, I mean, even at the bottom of ChatGPT, it says ChatGPT can make mistakes.
Yeah.
So
yes. And it does. It's very often wrong. So, I mean, but it's still a new thing. That's why we've been, practicing using it here at rAVe. And, I practice it in a lot of things. I have it build an outline for me when I'm working on a piece of writing. I have it develop poll questions for me for our launch events. But I've been practicing it so much because I feel like I'm going to have to use it more and more in my job. So I might as well start getting comfortable with it.
Yep. And I mean, there's a lot of different forms of AI, not just ChatGPT, especially in our industry, with whether it's in meetings or in cameras, just to follow the presenter or individual on screen. So there's a ton of potential for AI. And I think that it's coming.
Yeah.
Right. And it's coming, and how fast we adopt is coming more. And I mean, even for example, this study says that 90% of employees wouldn't trust AI for tasks that require creativity and innovation. I actually disagree with that, because I do use it for creative reasons, but I understand that not everyone knows how to use AI.
Yeah.
They don't understand how to use it. So there's a lot of resources out there that kind of tell you how to use it, because if you don't use it to its full potential, then I would definitely agree that I would not trust it for creative tasks, but you have to use it correctly.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So before we move on, we do have a message from our sponsor, Shure. So we are going to play that really quickly.
Hi, this is Darren Allard, and I'm a lecturer here at EHL since about 6 years. Here at EHL, we offer a bachelor's degree in hotel management, as well as several master's degree programs, such as our MBA. The corona pandemic greatly accelerated our investment in equipment in our classrooms.
L'école hôtelière de Lausanne cherchait des solutions pour pouvoir faire de la captation pour délivrer leurs cours à distance. Après la pandémie, durant l'été 2020, nous avons dû très rapidement, en un mois, équiper 46 de leurs salles. Il y avait 1 ou 2 micros MXA 910. Ces micros étaient directement reliés à l'AN USB, qui lui-même était relié sur le PC qui gérait les Teams.
We equipped all 46 of our classrooms with the Shure ceiling microphone. This microphone is very sensitive and enables us to operate without having to use clip-on microphones or to pass handheld microphones around the room. So because of this, our students have greatly appreciated the long-distance classes, and we are now fully equipped and prepared to deal with any challenges in the future.
Okay, so a new bombshell has entered the villa in terms of companies who are entering the e-paper market. So this company is Pravar Corporation, and they have a 32-inch full color e-poster e-paper display.
Right.
It supports 65,000 colors. This is the EA Spectra.
Who knew there were that many colors?
I mean, yeah, maybe like two normal people, a bunch of those don't look different, but it's crazy. I cannot believe, I mean, this seems like so small, but it's actually so huge, because it has only been since I have been fully in this industry that full color e-paper has become available at all.
Yeah.
It, like 10 years ago, you could do black and red, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, gray, which is a form of black, obviously. But yeah, I mean, we saw last year that Philips came out with, I forget what it's called, but they came out with their e-paper line. And now this new company is coming out with the poster. They say that the e-poster is set to hit the market in 2024. So I'm curious if they will be at ISC. If so, we will definitely shoot a video of their product. But yeah, it's a 2560 by 1440 high resolution displays slash e-poster, and it is only £9.
Yeah. So definitely like not an option if you have signage that you're going to want to change out a lot. This is not made for that. But if this is a very good alternative to static paper signage.
Yep.
It doesn't waste paper every time you have to change it. It doesn't use a lot of energy. I think full color e-paper is great. I can't wait to see until the technology comes about that this can be even larger in
Yep.
size. So I'm excited. This is an exciting time to be in this industry.
It is.
So a big hire for Jetbuilt. They appointed Devinder Singh Rai as their director of business development for EMEA. He's a big name in our industry. He's done a lot of work. He worked for Pure AV, AVISPL UK, Kramer, Pacific Limited. He just has so much experience in our industry. So I think that is actually a very, very good hire for Jetbuilt.
Yeah, and we know Jetbuilt pretty well, so I'm excited to see how they grow in that market and what they're looking for. And they say that this appointment reflects their commitment to providing their solution globally.
Yeah, they've been sneaking up, Jetbuilt.
Yeah,
I mean, they've been around quite a long time.
And speaking of AI, they did release an AI version of their software. So check that out. Yes, Jetbot.
So definitely, they unveiled that at CEDIA. So for sure, go check that out. But they've been sneaking up. Don't discount Jetbuilt. Like, they've been doing a lot of good work lately. Definitely check them out.
Yeah.
So this is a company called Multi Brackets. They have a new retail display option. It's kind of a lovely European Swedish aesthetic. So this is the Pro Series. It's aimed at AV installations, video walls, digital signage mounting. So designed in Sweden, it's got that very beautiful, very clean European looking styling, but they are shipping. They have 50-ish models of static and digital signage mounting options. So yes, just very lovely. I love the inspiration that a lot of companies have had lately to create things that are nice looking.
Yeah, I think that comes from probably from designers more being involved in building plans, meeting room plans, stuff like that. So that's probably where that push is coming from. And I mean, we are last month, we were at CEDIA Expo and Commercial Integrator Expo, and that's kind of where you see that convergence and the influence of designers. And I really think that companies like Multi Brackets are pushing the boundaries, and they aren't just saying, okay, this is what we've done, this works. They're actually taking in feedback, probably from designers, and doing something new, and it looks great.
Yes, I love this. Like, please keep it up. There is just no excuse anymore for stuff to be ugly.
Yeah.
Like, it can work well and also look good. Like,
exactly. It can be functional, it can complete the job, it can be safe and look good at the same time.
Yeah. I love this. I hope this keep it up, you guys. So big news from Aver. Its Phone 700 ceiling speakerphone won a very prestigious Pro AV Best in Market award. Congratulations to them. But we also have something from Aver that we wanted to show you. Aver sponsored during launch week last week, and they built a lovely infographic based on a few of the poll questions that went out. So these are a little bit of things about higher education. So they asked what percentage of your lecture halls and classrooms are currently AV enabled for remote students. And it was, I think that 34% said about 50%. So I thought that was interesting. They asked how important are automated features such as voice tracking or auto framing for your video meetings. And 47% said somewhat important, and 39% said very important. And then the other question was, what is your preferred AV solution for your classrooms? And 74% said separate cameras and audio systems over all-in-one video bars, which thank God. Like, maybe we're ending video bars. I'm begging, like, please, no more people announce them. Like, we've got enough. Like we truly have enough video bars on the market.
There are a lot out there in the market.
There's
Tons of
one
different
for
things.
every like use case that you could think was important. Like there are some for if you really want to have Dante in your room. There are some that have a little more of a focus on an AI enabled camera functionality built in. There are some that are scalable. There are some that are not. Like there's enough. We don't need any more. So I love that 74% of people were like, no, the separate camera and microphone, please. Love. Yes. Thank you. So yeah, I thought that was lovely that Aver made that infographic out of some of the information that they got from launch week. Just as we're winding down here, just a couple more stories. First of all, ISC announced its keynote for ISC 2025, and this is Brian Solis, who's going to take the stage, which is really exciting. He is just a really big innovator. He has a lot of vision for Pro AV systems integration, and he's got a lot of feelings and thoughts about the developments in AI. So I think that he's going to have a lot of really good things to say, and how people can rethink their organizations and redefine the things that they're doing as AI comes more into play. So this kind of could even build into what we were talking about earlier with people being a little unsure of AI, unsure of how to build that into their workforce. He's going to have a lot of thoughts about how to do that.
Yeah, and I'm excited to attend it. I'm excited to hear his thoughts on AI just because, like you just said, there's a lot of uncertainty around it, and we don't know what it's going to look like in the future. So it'll be interesting to hear from him since he is such an innovator. He is the head of global innovation at ServiceNow. And if you aren't able to attend ISC, Steph, I'm sure that you'll do a write-up from the show.
Of course. I think that people are really looking forward to that keynote. So of course I will attend and write up and provide coverage of everything that he goes over so that nobody has to miss it. But another big kind of deal, the Delta CEO is going to deliver the CES keynote on the main stage of the Sphere. So, I mean, CES is crazy. CES always does it up huge. So I shouldn't be surprised, but I think that this is going to be really cool. He's going to take the audience on an immersive journey, highlighting Delta's vision for using technology to enrich the human experience.
I would go to that.
Yeah, me too. Like, who wouldn't go to that? We're Delta, and we're also Delta people at rAVe. So this is literally, I mean, in terms of American like airline companies, I would say Delta is the best.
I would agree.
Like you're not seeing United like being invited to, come to, sorry, United, like Spirit Airlines is not being invited to do this. So I think that this is going to be really great and really cool. I wonder how they're going to integrate the technology of the Sphere into his presentation. If someone is going, like, please like take like FaceTime me in or something. Like I want to see this so bad. So yeah, that's gonna be really, really exciting and cool. I'm jealous of all the people who are going.
Yeah, and at least this is the first that I've heard of a presentation being done at the Sphere.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see how Delta, like you said, uses the technology, uses all of the immersive sound by HoloPlot at that keynote, and kind of this is probably the future of delivering keynotes. Like I could see Apple doing something like this for their keynotes and their product introductions. So
for sure,
that'll be cool.
So PPDS, they opened a new New York area showroom in Fairfield, New Jersey. So this is a multidisciplinary venue. This is the second PPDS master showroom to be opened globally, and it is the 9th in the network of PPDS studios. They have some launches in Europe and as well as India. So this is kind of just one for the New York City metro area. It's going to take their partners and customers kind of through some vignettes of how PPDS technology can be used in different application. So it's going to show you a little bit of indoor, outdoor digital signage, DV-LED, e-paper, of course, business TVs, interactive video wall, hardware and software. So it's just another, I'm seeing a lot of companies opening experience centers like this.
Mhm.
And I think it's because it's very important for people now to be able to go to a manufacturer and see how the technology can be used rather than just here is this technology.
Yeah, they do these experience centers do a really good job of inspiring the dealers and integrators and designers to kind of push the boundaries and see, okay, this is how X manufacturer says that this should be integrated or used, and then they probably get some inspiration from that. So I like experience centers. I've been to a few, and they are like how the technology should be integrated, and they do a really great job.
Yeah, and I forget that like not everyone can and wants to attend trade shows.
Right.
So this is perfect if you want to get to know a brand, or you know a brand really well, but you want to get some face time with those manufacturers and with those products. These experience centers are great for that. So congratulations to PPDS. Only like one last little thing here. We have some upcoming virtual events. Some of them are CTS approved. So I just wanted to run through a couple of those really quick and just let you guys know when to show up. So first of all, we are going to do a DSE 2024 preview. Here's all that you can expect at DSE in Las Vegas this December. The preview is going to be November 7th at 2 p.m. Eastern. You can scan the QR code below if you want to get more information on registering for any. This one is not CTS approved, but it is just important if you are interested in DSE, maybe on the fence, kind of don't know, you want to know like what's going to be there, what is this about? This is the perfect opportunity for you to join and learn a little bit about that. So next up, rAVe's Audio Symposium, November 12th, 1 p.m. Eastern. This is very similar to our ProAV Symposium, but we are focusing entirely with sessions on audio. This is 2.5 CTS, CTSD, or CTSI are used. So if you need any of those, this is perfect for you. And then we've got one more, right, Emily?
Yes, we have one more, and that one is our the AV Cloud Summit, with sponsored and powered by Excite. They're inviting some of their partners and key people from the industry, including Pan Hoppel from Lgrand, AV Scott Walker from I think Waveguide, Eric Schneider from CTI, and then the fourth one escapes me.
Ron Sclaver, is that how you say his name? He's head of in-office meeting experience at EY, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And then also Gary will be on that too.
Yes, he will. So this is the chance for you to learn about how cloud technology is being used in design, implementation, and managing of audiovisual systems. So if you are interested and want to know a little bit about cloud infrastructure and like enhancing scalability and flexibility, cost efficiency of various sectors, this is going to be for you. Gary has been very clear that he is a big fan of Excite, a big fan of all of its capabilities, of like this single pane of glass kind of idea within AV and managing systems. So definitely come and check it out. This is approved for 0.5 CTS, CTSD, or CTSI are used as well. So if you need a few of those, come on in and join. The water's fine. And it's going to be a good time for sure.
Yep. And there's a couple different items planned for that event, including a panel discussion, a session led by Excite on kind of the future of the industry and how this technology and these solutions will be integrated, and then also some case studies so you can see kind of real world how this works.
That's awesome. Well, I think that is all that we have for you today. Emily, thank you so much again for joining me.
You're welcome.
And thank you, all of you who are watching this, for joining every week. So this has been another episode of rAVe TV. We will see you same time, same place next week at 9 a.m. Eastern. Or if you're watching this at noon, we will also see you at noon Eastern. So thank you guys so much for joining, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV.